storyline. That's how good it is.
Okay, so we just started talking about Rick and Morty, which I've never seen, to be honest, because I'm a terrible person, obviously. Yeah, so welcome back to Con and Steel, offering issues for free on the latest news stories and past news stories. I've still got hiccups. It's very fucking frustrating. But yeah, so but before we were talking about the concept of time, weren't we?
I believe time is flowing and it's always changing.
Right, so I'm gonna let Adam. I'm gonna let who? I'm gonna let Con. Oh, yeah, I'm still. Talk for a little bit about his beliefs on nothing but time. Well, that's what I'm used to. So.
Okay. I believe time is flowing and it's constantly changing, and depending on the person that changes it. I believe we've been thinking still for so long because scientists wanted to improve themselves with currency and greed, and they didn't care about the fact that they knew more knowledge in that the actual equation that they're going to tell people in the first place. Because we wanted to tell you, I mean, first law in physics is whatever you learned in the past is forgotten now.
Yeah, I give you that.
So that's the reason. That's my.
So, our argument started because was it about my?
You're just your bully. I thought you didn't, but you were a Stephen Hawking fan, not a Leo Geo fan. But now
You thought what, sir?
you're a Stephen Hawking's believer.
Alright, okay, so Stephen Hawking. So there's a film called The Theory of Everything, is there not? Have you seen this film?
You've seen this film.
Yeah. Well, in that, Stephen Hawking's wife, Mrs. Hawking, as we shall call her from now on, she is a devout believer in our Lord God. And when Stephen Hawking starts to do his his theories, basically Stephen Hawking, his idea was to link classical physics, which we signified by this hat, because this is a classic hat, mixed with contemporary physics, which is signified by this yellow and blue e-cigarette. He wanted to find a theory of everything which unified the two. Okay, so classical physics, which was championed by a man called Albert Einstein, basically described the theory of space-time, where space and time are not separate, they are together. So the way to think about it is, say you have, props. Imagine, if you will, a trampoline. Okay, you got this. I'm speaking to you as well as the crowd. So trampoline. If you put a bowling ball in the centre of the trampoline sags, right? If you put a marble on the edge of the same trampoline, that marble would roll towards the bowling ball, right?
Yeah.
In Einsteinian terms, that is gravity. In particle physics terms, gravity is defined by what is thought to be known as a graviton. They haven't found out gravitons, so basically they're trying to think of gravity as a field rather than a bend, a curvature in space-time.
Mania person is the graviton.
Sorry?
Mania person.
Yeah.
It will be the graviton pull.
Who is the particle person?
It depends on the person is in mania right now. And that is Claire.
That is Claire. Who Claire is doesn't matter. But the point is, what I believe time to be.
Do you understand what I mean by that?
No, who's Claire? You can't just say random names. Yeah, we won't explain Claire because it's not fair to. It's not our problem. It's hers. But okay, so she is mainly, yeah. But so what I like to believe about time is that time itself is an illusion. Human beings are the only people in the universe who actually care about time, because basically we earn something called money, which we get from exchanging our time with other people.
I'm happy with hearing this because it's just basically what's in my head.
Good. There we go.
Coming out of your words,
Coming out of my words. There we go. So it's all about articulation. So when human beings started to charge each other for the time that they would give each other, that is when time and clocks most importantly existed. You take away all the clocks, then all you've got is night and day. Night and day. You have the seasons and you have the years. You have a day, which is when the sun changes to a moon as a cycle. You have a month where you have the moon, which goes through a cycle, and you have a year, which is for.
The problem with time itself is the add a day on every 4 years.
We can't see. Yeah, that's because a day actually lasts 23 hours and 56 minutes. It doesn't last 24 hours, that's why they need to add the extra year. So over the course of 4 years, those 4 minutes a day add up to an extra day. That's because basically we got it wrong. You know, we got the piecemeal of what we call a minute slightly wrong. That's because they did it at a time when probably they didn't know about leap years and stuff like that. So loads of different calendars, loads of different people who adhere to these calendars, and then different religions break the time in different ways, etc. So maybe.
I was thinking, if time is wrong, and it happens every 2,000 years, but time was wrong. 1982 was 2000.
It could be. We were both born in 1992. Of course it could.
Could have been true.
So then, of course, we haven't been around long enough to measure things in great scale. So we can measure a year, fine. We can measure a decade, fine. We can measure. We've only had computers really that can have the power to measure these things for about 50 years.
Continue talking.
Okay, right. So we've only had computers that can measure these things for the past, arguably 30 years. Okay, so I'm just gonna move my chair so I'm just gonna send the screen. Might move a little bit closer, just so I'm here. Okay. So the thing about time is that, in a sense, it's a construct of our own imagination, based around the concepts of our own imagination, which is currency, money. Okay, so in order to destroy our concept of time, we have to destroy the concept of money. Okay, so there are a few ways of doing this. The first is to tax everyone to fuck everyone, right? So that in that way, the wealth is redistributed. This video is going to be in 2 parts. This is my doctor, Dr. Shetty over here, and I will see you all soon. And remember, don't be greedy.